name's Fiona. I'm a senior forensic psychologist here based at Newton Lodge, which is a medium secure unit over in Wakefield. So I decided to do an undergraduate degree in psychology, first off to provide that really broad understanding to see if it's something that I did want to specialise in or not. But I also think a psychology degree gives you lots of transferable skills if I didn't want to particularly become a psychologist. And then I took some time out after my undergraduate degree and took on various different support worker roles, working as a healthcare worker in the community crisis team. And then from that, a job came up as an interventions facilitator over in the prison service. So I took on that role, not really knowing fully what to expect, if I'm completely honest, but really loved it. I loved the clinical work. I loved the relationship building. I loved being able to try and, I guess, think about individuals more holistically, thinking about balancing risk but also well-being. And then from that decided to pursue a master's degree in forensic psychology, which is the first part that you need for training. And then after my master's degree, I was fortunate to secure a position as a trainee forensic psychologist working in forensic mental health care. So I left the prison service at that point, and worked within a secure psychiatric service. And that entailed lots of different academic components, so thinking about research, but equally thinking about case studies and working clinically with individuals to manage risk but also support their well-being. So that took me 3 years. Lots of different breadth, I guess, within services, so working with different populations, women, men, older adults, for example. And then after becoming qualified, I took up a post in the NHS. We all operate here as part of a multidisciplinary team, so there's lots of meetings that we attend, and part of our role within that is really to provide psychological understanding from a range of different maybe problems that we're experiencing on the ward or with individuals, and to really try to think about that from a formulation based point of view. So consultancy is quite a big part of our role, and we would support units in thinking about policies and how policies can become more psychologically informed. We also have a role in training, training other professionals. In addition to that, we also provide assessments, so we might think about people who are coming into the service, so stepping down from different services, and how we can support them whilst they're here, and to really navigate their pathway through medium secure services, hopefully down to low secure and back out into the community. So that's a huge part of our role. And then the other component is therapy. So we provide a lot of different interventions and therapeutic activities for people to become involved in, whether that's group-based work, but also individual therapies. And what we try to do is, from that assessment process and the development of a formulation, make sure that interventions are really targeted to the individual's needs and what would work best for them. It's a really broad role, encompasses lots of assessments, formulations, intervention, consultancy, training, and also some research, which we're quite lucky to do here, because it doesn't necessarily form a huge component of our day-to-day work, but I think it is really important that we're making sure that our practice is evidence-based and clinicians are at the forefront of that. It's just a great career. It is a great career. It's breadth, there's breadth, it's never boring. It's never boring. So yeah, I would encourage people to have a look, make contact with people, get to understand their experiences, consider the different environments that you can train in as well, and think about which one best suits your values, but equally where you want to be professionally.